Welcome to Getting Insightful with Insightful Retreats. I'm Emma, and with my co founder Debbie, we will give you an overview of core leadership tools. In this episode, we will focus on why Insightful Retreats and how we enabled leaders to face into tough conversations. So, Debbie, I know my reasons for founding Insightful Retreats, but in your own words, if I knew nothing, tell us a bit about Insightful Retreats and what inspired you to create it.
Okay. Well, Insightful Retreats was founded from a desire to create space, and I mean real space, for leaders to pause, reflect, and reconnect with how they lead. After years of working with leadership teams, I saw the need for something deeper than a one off workshop. Leaders wanted transformation, not just information. So, with you, we created Insightful Retreats. The blend of powerful tools and meaningful conversations, all in environments that really encourage openness and growth.
So, what are some of the key challenges that you think leaders are facing not only in 2025 but beyond?
That's a great question. We know that the landscape has shifted dramatically in 2025. Leaders are navigating uncertainty, polarized opinions, and a workforce that's more demanding than ever. They want
Authenticity?
authenticity. Yes, that's a great word, Emma. I've got to learn to say it, and empathy. Now, the pressure to get it right is higher than ever, and that makes conversations, especially the tough ones, feel even more daunting.
I'm with you. I think tough conversations have always been daunting, but I think given a lot of self-awareness that employees now have, the changing in that workplace. So, how do we focus, or how will you focus on helping leaders with tough conversations? And you've touched on a little bit about why is it important, but why right now?
Okay. Because tough conversations are where leadership really shows up, whether it's giving feedback, addressing conflict, or making really difficult decisions. These moments define culture. But here's the thing, if you label it a tough conversation in your head,
Mm.
well, you're already creating tension before you've even begun. Language shapes experiences, and at Insightful Retreats, we help leaders reframe these moments not as a battle, but as building bridges.
Oh, I really like that. You're so right, isn't it? As soon as you say, I'm going to go and have this tough conversation, you could already hear that inner voice telling you why it's going to be tough, what's going to be wrong. And it becomes a bit of a battle, not only internally, but with the language use. So I love it that you've
Yeah.
said about building bridges. That's fantastic. So, what's one insight or technique you'll share during the retreat that really shifts how leaders will approach these moments?
Yeah. Well, tune into some of the other learnings and the key takeaways, but we showed leaders how to tune into their own energy first. So we'll use tools like Insights Discovery Transformational Leadership to really help people understand how they show up and how often others might receive them. Then we layer in practical techniques of how to stay curious, how to listen without defensiveness, and how to speak with clarity and compassion. It's about building confidence from the inside out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's something many leaders will resonate with. Leaders have this perception, and people believe leaders have this innate amount of confidence, but it's not always true. I mean, we've all heard of the term imposter syndrome, and I think many leaders face that, particularly if they've got to have a very deep and direct conversation with someone. So if someone was listening and struggling with having a tough or a difficult conversation, what would you say to them?
I'd say start with yourself first of all and ask yourself some questions. So start by asking yourself, what's the story I'm telling myself about this conversation? If it's that this is going to be hard, your body and brain will follow that lead. Shift with the narrative and think, this is a chance to connect, to understand, to lead. The small change can make a hell of a difference.
Yeah, I really like that. This is a chance to connect, to shape and lead. What a different mindset that is to this is a tough or a difficult conversation. Actually, I'm going to be more curious. If I'm wanting to shape a conversation, if I want to lead that conversation, I'll get curious what's going on for that other person. This is great. And I'm really excited that it's part of our Insightful Retreats journey as part of the leadership development. If people want to know even more, what's the best way for them to contact us?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're all over social media, as I'm sure that people are aware. If they're not following us yet, then look us up, Insightful Retreats, and start following us. But the easiest way is just to reach out at hello@insightfulretreats.com, and one of the team will pick up a conversation and we can explore this more together.
Great. Thanks for your time.